Now back to politics. Kenya Kwanza legislators now want all provincial administration officials who are accused of working against them in the August elections either fired or reassigned to desk duties. Speaking at a parliamentary group meeting here in Nairobi, the MPs demanded that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua acts immediately. And as NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi now tells us, President William Ruto has also given his go-ahead to a proposal to create the office of Leader of Official Opposition once Parliament resumes from recess.
William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua spent the better part of Monday with Kenya Kwanza lawmakers in different sessions aimed at creating synergy between the two levels of government. In a session chaired by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the parliamentarians raised various issues touching on their welfare.
So welcome all of you.
It is emerging that there is a push to remove some provincial administration officials whom the MPs accuse of frustrating their efforts to campaign for the Kenya Kwanza government in the run-up to the August elections.
How do you work with someone who was just fighting with you in the last few months? How now do you come sit together? For example, in security committee meetings. How do you come together and sit with the same person who you know was against you?
I am not asking for any sacking, but a professional way of restructuring the professional administration, taking him to wherever he wants. I, for one, am not willing to work with the County Commissioner of Wajir.
And I can assure you, a number of members are not happy with them staying around. So we are seeking our leadership to do anything necessary to make sure that we get people who listen to us.
The most weaponized were DCCs. And we know, we were in the field there, and they denied us peace, and they had no respect for us, and they chased us, and they made sure that our lives were very difficult. It becomes very difficult to work with such people.
Sources have told NTV that some of the provincial administrators that served in the Uhuru Kenyatta administration have not transformed into their new administration, and thus the MPs demand they must go.
We know there are some administrators who have not known that campaign time is over. They still have the same attitude towards leaders.
The answer is to go. They go because they got involved in politics. They should have left politics to us, the politicians, and they would have been very comfortable working with whoever comes. But when you decide and you say, you know, we say in the popular words of Mishuki, now that you're at Windsor, if you rattle a snake, you must expect to be bitten by it.
There was an agreement that regional caucuses be formed to evaluate the conduct of the different administrators across the counties.
And the leadership is taking up the issue, and they will be reporting back to us on the way forward and how we will handle it.
Of course, there's no other medicine for that. It is you transfer, you remove them from your area. But for my area, I'm okay.
We are of the idea that things were not right, and our government, the Kenya Kwanza government, must put in measures to make sure that there is order, there is professionalism, there is impartiality in the public service.
The president addressed himself to a working framework between the executive and the legislature, imploring upon the MPs to hold his hand in pushing the government agenda.
The agenda we bring to the floor of the House is the agenda for the Republic of Kenya and the administration that we run. It is not private business, it is not a private agenda, it doesn't belong to any one person. We must all understand that government business is our government.
The president has indicated that his method of getting service delivery is continuous engagement with the National Assembly and the Senate. So these meetings are a continuation of that policy.
Those from the other side of the political divide could not bear the weight of these members. They simply had to walk out of Parliament. But we will keep encouraging them to be active participants in processes in Parliament and outside to keep us and your government in check.
The president has also urged the MPs to play their oversight role and warned them of getting carried away.
Sometimes there is the temptation to join the opposition in doing certain things. Please avoid the temptation to join the other side when they are doing their job.
Consequently, in the presidential meeting where the media was asked to keep off so as to have a private session, the president is quoted as having asked the MPs to support a bill to form the official opposition as is being pushed by Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV.